And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we kick off the new year with an NFC North matchup as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. On the visitors' sideline, Lions head coach Dan Campbell. His guys ready to get this one going. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Two teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway from Lambeau. Powering forward. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
And it wasn't that long ago that there were a lot of conversations about whether Jared Goff was truly going to be a frontline starter in the NFL. And he has proven all of those critics wrong. He's taken his game up big notches in the last few years. Now what he needs to do, sustain that success in the regular season come playoff time.
2nd and 16. Now it's gone. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
Now in his 3rd season as the guy in Green Bay, and he's thrown for at least 25 touchdowns in each of the last 2 years. He and his team believe they are due for a deep playoff run as long as he stays healthy and is piloting the offense.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Here we go. Black 40.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Over the middle, complete. That's Jacobs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Boy, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside.
Here we go. Hut, go, yellow, 22. Hut, hut.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Jack Campbell running him down behind the line. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
95. Ready.
Here's Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. So the completion good for just 3. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
50, green. Ready, go. Set.
Throwing. Love. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he's got it to about the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Working out of the gun. Love. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And he's going to have a Packers first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game. Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
He has it complete to Christian Watson. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there on the catch and run. And this long drive is going to continue as they move the chains again. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Jacobs will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Let's go. Ready, go.
They'll run it with Jacobs. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The kick by McManus is good, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it as we resume action. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. So the completion gets him just a yard. And And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. From the gun, here's Goff. Open man right side is St. Brown. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. On fourth down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And they will take over first and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. First and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Love looking to throw it. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. It'll be a gain of 5. And now 2 yards to go on third down. They give it off here to the tight end. And he's going to have a Packers first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Counter play with Jacobs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. From the 34-yard line, here's a second down and 9.
Here we go. 34-yard line. Black, 95 sec, cut. Ready?
Now Love. Got Dobbs over the middle. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Hut, go, yellow, 22. Ready.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Love. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up third down.
Ready.
To throw now. Here's Love. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? Third down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up first and 10. straight ahead with Gibbs here. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Flushed out running. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. There's Goff. Finds Gibbs on the check down. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun, Goff. Going underneath, Gibbs has it. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Bates' kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The Packers with a football here late in this first half. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together. Love now. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Now this aired out deep for Reed. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
It was no secret who they were trying to get the football to.
Well, no, they went to him on first down, second down, third down, all 3 incomplete.
Yeah, and when you're unable to connect and you force it in that direction, all you're doing is giving confidence to the defense. They feel like they're really hurting you in a big way.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Lions will take over. And the Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. Goff now to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The final shot before break here. Goff. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So we are deadlocked at the break here, and the EA Sports halftime report starts now.
Our trip around the NFL starts now. In the Big Easy, the Saints at home to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, Brandon, thank you. Today is the day we've been working towards all summer, the debut of our new halftime show. So without further ado, let's roll. And it's Kyler Murray. He went for more than 300 yards passing, including this, one of his 3 touchdowns through the air. Next up, Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. Let's check in on the Jaguars. They're playing host to the Carolina Panthers. And it's the Tank Bigsby. He's going to take this one in, 11 yards on the touchdown run. The Jaguars get the victory. Congratulations to Liam Cohen, his first win as an NFL head coach. Lastly, we go to Indianapolis. It's the Colts taking on the Miami Dolphins. And it's Tua Tagovailoa. Throws it on a rope, back left corner of the end zone. The Dolphins able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. They win it in the final moments. Time for a look here at the rest of the games going on and what's to come here in Week 1 of the new NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break, as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd down and 6. Love, they go play action now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Let's go.
Love from the gun on 3rd down. Being chased out left. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. So this game tied at the half, and if you wondered who would come up with the first big play of this third quarter, we have our answer.
Well, in basketball, you know, they tell you to have active hands defensively. I think the same thing applies here. Nice job there prying the ball free. And now their guys have a chance to take the lead if they can put something together. The beauty of doing it in football, you don't get called for a foul if you hit their arms.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Play action. It's gone. That is incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Fourth down to give to Gibbs. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. Counter play, here's Gibbs. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. A shotgun snap for Goff. There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown, Lions. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Lions have taken the lead. So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this 3rd quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the second half.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Packers offense now. They get ready to head back onto the field. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Goff. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
19 yards. First down, Detroit.
And that's well executed there on third down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Credit the defense there to Quay Walker, getting behind the line of scrimmage before they could rip off any sort of a gain. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. To throw is gone. He's got it to Williams. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. 3rd and 4. Now gone. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Bates' kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the second time. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Lions offense set to take over. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 1st and 10 here. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Packers pick it up. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, That is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. We are through three quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now at Lambeau. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Here's Goff. It's complete to Williams. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 43. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
First down, Detroit.
Now back to the ground, here's Gibbs. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now a stoppage here for an injured player, and it's David Montgomery who is struggling a bit. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Quick toss by Goff is complete. Touchdown, Detroit! Jamison Williams, 32 yards. And the Lions are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
Ready, go. Ready.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Set, ready, cut.
Desperation time here. Love on fourth down. Into space at the 45. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
For a Green Bay Packer. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Second and 10.
Come on, back. Cut, 52 blue.
Here's Love. And that almost their first INT of the ballgame. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Love looking to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now inside the 25. And down to the 16-yard line. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. Lloyd. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Love from the gun to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Love, this is 3rd and goal. And it's a Packers touchdown. Jaden Reed, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Packers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the result, a Green Bay score.
Brendan McManus to kick off for Green Bay.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Lions. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Goff going to keep it himself. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
And when all you want to do is keep your drive going, quarterback sneak's a great call, isn't it? Pick it up, get a new set of downs.
And on 3rd down, usually you think 4th down quarterback sneak. There, though, it worked on 3rd. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now it's gone. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And he's brought down. Points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. They'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Another run on 2nd down. Try to cover up. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for Detroit, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they obviously fall to